Good morning, Matt. I like it. I like the idea of you as a player coach, as a pastor. You know, I've always thought of you as the Tree Rollins of St. Mark's, Los Angeles. While we're on the subject of sporty things, Matt, I do want to point out a reality that is often not the operative reality. Currently, the University of Southern California Trojans have a record of 1 win and 1 loss, while the football team from the University of Colorado, the Buffaloes as they are known, have a record of 2 wins and 0 losses. They're undefeated. So why don't you put November 23rd on your calendar, Matt? Because that Saturday, the USC Trojans will be coming to Boulder for a football game. Why don't you come on out? It's Thanksgiving. We'll have a great time, and I'm sure the Buffaloes will be undefeated by then. Maybe? No. But more than a player coach, Matt, lately I've been feeling a lot like a recruiting coordinator. You see, right at the beginning of the fall semester, we're at this really interesting place in the life of the community I serve. Imagine, if you will, Matt, that not only at St. Mark's, but in the entire community around you, 1/4 of the people left every year and were replaced with a completely different group of people. And not only that, but every 4 or 5 years, people were forced to leave your community so that after a while, that the people at St. Mark's was a completely different group of people than it was just 4 or 5 years ago. That is our reality in campus ministry, and that's why I find myself feeling like a recruiting coordinator during the first few weeks of the fall semester, working feverishly to help students connect with our community on campus. There are some serious differences between myself and most recruiting coordinators, the people whose job it is to recruit prospective student athletes, whether football or basketball players or distance runners, to college campuses. And the main thing is that they use shiny things to get people here. They use bright, shiny buildings with luxurious player lounges and locker rooms, and they issue free iPads and sweet Nike stuff to everybody. And they sell students on the glory and the fame that comes with being an undefeated Colorado Buffalo football player. Instead, I'm trying to recruit or help students connect with a community that gathers together and listens to people read stuff like, "Whoever comes to me and does not hate mother and father, brother and sister, wife and children, and yes, even life itself, cannot be my disciple." And in case you're wondering, Matt, that is not a great line to lead with when you're trying to connect with students, especially for the first time and you're a random guy wearing a weird shirt at a table you're giving away cookies. It's not a good idea. It doesn't work out very well. So what do we do? How do we make the space for students to connect with a community that gathers around, participates in, and celebrates the mystery of the one who brings us life through death, who promises us everything by giving it all away? One of the central elements that has emerged as a part of my plan as a recruiting coordinator is the Cookie Project. Anytime I get a chance to table on campus, I set up a table and I give away free homemade cookies to folks with one tiny catch. And that catch is that they have to answer the question of the day. On the table, I lay a big piece of newsprint and I write a giant question and I have a bunch of markers. And so you can have as many cookies as you want as long as you respond to the question in some way by writing your response on the piece of paper. In this past week, I asked students, what do you want to ask a God/the creator/your deity of choice? And the results were, as always, very interesting. And these are all great questions, Matt, but the question that I want to ask God is, who am I? So Matt, I could give you a lovely theological answer. I can tell you that I am a beloved and chosen child of God, that in the waters of a font of a little church in Gastonia, North Carolina, I was marked with the cross of Christ forever. But what does that really mean for me? How am I going to live out this wonderful yet particularly vague identity? Who am I? And how am I going to be that person? So what do you think, Matt? Who am I? Who are you? And what do you want to ask God?